Well, well, well. Look who decided to go live in the middle of the week at night. It's been a long, long time. So we'll see who got my text and we'll see who joins, but I'm working on something and I figured while I'm working on it, I might as well let you watch. Hi, Amy. Hi, I see you. Hi, Nikki. Let me get some of this stuff cut. So I mentioned this Friday, but that I was thinking about this. I mentioned it during Friday features, but I never actually had gotten around to it, and I wasn't actually sure I was going to keep the leaves that I got. But here, let me show you. So this is what I started making, and I'm going to make some more and show you how I made them. But they are these lemon napkin rings. I don't know that I've ever made napkin rings ever in my life, but I have a lot of napkin rings. Because if you know anything about me, you know that I love to decorate the table, our dining table, because it's a special table. My dad made it. It's probably one of the last big things that he made. It'll be 4 years since he passed away. I can't believe it. At the end of this month. So that table is really important to me, and I love decorating it. And I love lemons. So I don't have anything like lemony in terms of, I don't really have a whole lot of summery stuff to do the table. So I thought, I saw something like this on Pinterest recently, and I'm like, oh, there's got to be a way that I can make something like this. So I was going to try to figure it out. So it may not be, I don't know, I'm sure there might be something that you see that I do that you're like, oh, I probably could have done that a different way. But I'm going to show you what I did. I'm thinking this is actually going to be tomorrow's blog post also. So I will go through and have like step-by-step pictures. But I thought, what the heck, I'm going to try to make the rest of these, so I might as well have you come along and join. So I have 4 of them made. And here's what I did. So my husband and I were trying to brainstorm this. Was it Saturday night? Sunday night maybe? I was like, I know what I want to do. I know I want to take, this is nautical rope from the Dollar Tree. So like one of these things is like $1.25. So, and I had some of this. So I had this, and I had been researching leaves. So I'll try to give all of this to you when I do the blog post, all of these links and stuff. But I found some leaves. I wasn't positive. It's not what I really wanted, but I couldn't find really what I wanted. And now that I've done a few, I do really like them. I also found these little mini lemons, also from Amazon. So I'll link all of this tomorrow when I do the blog post. But I didn't know, like I knew that I wanted to wrap the nautical rope around something, but I didn't know what size and I didn't know what. So I was talking to my husband and he was like, well, what if you use like 2-inch pipe or 1-inch pipe? 1 inch would have been a little bit too small. I don't think I could have comfortably gotten a nice cloth napkin in there. Hi, Pat. And then 2-inch was really what was perfect. 2.5 was like the next thing up, and that was a little bit too big. So I think we had a couple different pipes, and as we were coming up, I said, you know, what really would be perfect is if I had like a cardboard mailer. Those are pretty hard, you know, like those round tubes that are cardboard. I said if I could cut them, that would be sturdy enough that I could probably, you know, glue these onto, because I wanted something fairly sturdy. And I was like, if it's the white like PVC pipe, then I don't know if I want them to be white, like I'd have to paint them first. I said the cardboard would kind of be good because it would sort of blend in. So my husband goes, guess what? I think I have a cardboard mailer in the office. So he went in, and didn't he have a 2-inch mailer? So part of it is out. So I was cutting with my saw today, with my miter saw. I was cutting these down. I kind of figured out what 3 times around would be. And I could have made them probably just a little bit smaller even. Maybe like 1/8 of an inch more narrow. I think I made mine 7/8 of an inch. And I measured them out and I cut them with the saw. But then what I noticed was they have like all this fraying because they're cardboard. So then as I started wrapping, I'm like, well, I don't want all that fraying to show. So then my next step was, all right, well, I have this ribbon. I have my glue gun going. So I had this ribbon and I'm like, all right, I want it to be a little more finished off inside. So here's what I did, and I'll start doing one. But anyway, I used a cardboard mailer, 2-inch, the Dollar Tree nautical yarn. The lemons are from Amazon. I'll link them tomorrow. The leaves are from Amazon. I'll also link them. But these little white pieces actually came from, this is like a bush that I got, bushel, I don't know. I got this at the at-home store the other day. I haven't been there in a long time. And if you watch me on Fridays, you know my son was sick. Like, he actually just went back to school today. He missed 4 days of school, plus the weekend he was sick. It was a long week. So Sunday night I was like, my husband came home from work and I said, I am getting out of this house. I'm going to the at-home store. I haven't been there in years. So I was looking for something that had a little bit of the white. So I'm like, you know, this might work because these pieces just pull off. So I thought I can pull some of these off, like maybe 3 of them. So let me show you how I did it. So I've got my glue. I'm not real crazy about this glue gun, but my other one isn't working very well. This glue is so stringy. I like my other one because I can use the Gorilla Glue. But let's turn this down. Hi, Mom. Well, thank you, Pat. Thank you very much. So let's turn it down here. So to like get rid of this fraying and make it look a little nicer, I started out, basically I just started wrapping them with ribbon. And I was just trying to, you know, use a close enough color. Just happened to have it. But ultimately, it's the inside that I really kind of wanted to be finished. The outer rim is going to be covered by that nautical rope. So I decided I'll go ahead and start on the outside and get it started. So I'm going to do, I'll see what I can get done here, but at 7:30 I have to move over to the boxed up private group because we play bingo, which we say house. We play house on Wednesday nights, and at 7:30 I need to be live over there. So if I can get one done, great. If I can get a couple more done, great. But I wanted to at least show you. So I got it started on the outside just by hot gluing it. And then I'm going to pull it through the center, and I'm just going to slightly move it off to the side and pull it up through again. And then I'm just going to keep putting a little bit of glue on the inside and like pressing it so that it's glued on the inside. I'm not even worrying about gluing on the outside because I'm going to be putting that nautical rope over top. So I'm just trying to make sure that it gets glued on the inside, pulling it through and wrapping it the whole way around. So I tried to make a long enough piece, but on most of them I needed a couple of pieces of ribbon. But I did want to make sure that it was glued, at least on one side or the other. And I tried to just put like enough glue that I could do a few rounds, a few times around. And I'm actually going to switch here in a second and put my little finger thingies on, because when I get to the other part on the outside, gluing the other stuff on, I do kind of tend to burn myself. But this part's not so bad. But I just keep wrapping it around and just slightly overlapping each time. And I'm pretty happy with how they turned out. You know, in hindsight, there's several things I could have done differently. So if you like this project, you might think, oh, you could use this, or I could have used this. Or if I'm going to do this, I have this that might work. You might have some greenery. Just trying to work quickly, but not burn myself. But like I said, this glue, I don't like this hot glue gun and this glue that I have because it's so stringy, but it'll do. So I'm gonna do 1 or 2 of these, and then I'm gonna move over to the boxed up group, and we're gonna play our game of house, which, like I said, it's just basically bingo. And we play it, we try to play every week, every Wednesday. Somewhere around 7:30 we usually play. And the winner gets a bonus in their next box. And speaking of boxed up, the cart is open right now, so I'm hoping on Friday to be able to reveal the May boxes. And the cart is open, but this is the last time we're actually going to have the cart open until fall. We want to know our numbers through the summer, through the summer months, without having to kind of take a guess. So we're going to keep it open until the 10th, and then we will not be accepting new members again until early fall, probably. All right, I'm probably not going to have enough ribbon to get one whole thing done, but that's okay. I don't think I had enough ribbon on any that I did so far. So every time I bring it through and there's a little glue in there still, I just press my finger to push it against the glue. I'm not actually gluing on the outside, mainly on the inside. I'm just trying to pull it tight. It gives it a little bit more strength too, the cardboard, to wrap it like this. If I had a slightly thicker ribbon, I wouldn't need as much. But then again, this smaller ribbon kind of works well for something that's this size, this thickness. And if you miss a couple spots, like if I miss or have a little bit of a gap, it really doesn't matter because it's going to be covered. It's mainly just getting these edges contained, these little frayed pieces contained, so that you don't see that. And then there's also some writing on the inside. You won't see that either. So I'm going to bring this around and then just sort of stop it since I ran out. So I just need a little bit more. Strings everywhere. Let me grab another little piece. So I'll just start kind of where I left off, but I'm going to start on the outside. And then after this, I'm putting my finger protectors on. So it's been a long time since I came on live at random times, and I need to do more of that. It's just so hard sometimes because the kids are running here and there and everywhere, and you know, there's family time and all that stuff. So, but I thought, you know what, I'm going to jump on here right before bingo, and hopefully I have enough time. This is really, out of everything, this is what takes the most time. So I don't know if you can think of something else that might work as a kind of like your base instead of this cardboard, so that you didn't have to worry about cutting the cardboard. Pop it in the comments so that people have an idea. But again, I will write this all up into an official blog post tomorrow and put the links to the actual things that I used, just in case you want to try to make some. Get my good scissors. So I'm gonna finish this off with one more little thing of glue in here. Press it in without burning myself, hopefully. Okay, so get these strings off of me. So there's what I've got to begin with. Just a little bit more finished piece. So all those frayed edges, oh my gosh, these strings. The finished edges are contained and hidden now. All right, get that little excess glue. Now, I'm gonna take the edge of my, this is the cut edge that I had left over. I'm gonna put these on. If you don't have these little finger covers, these are like, I didn't have these for a long time, and now that I have them, I'm like, how did I do this stuff without them? I just keep them by my workstation, and there's different sizes. So anyway, You could like wrap a little bit of tape around there to contain it a little bit more. But basically what I did was I just picked a starting point. Doesn't really matter where. And I put a little bit of glue to get it started. So my goal is to get three rows wrapped around. I want to keep an eye on the time. And then I put a little bit of glue in here to kind of hold that together and tame it down. And then I'm going to flip it this way, and I'm just going to keep wrapping the glue, pressing it on. So like I said, I could have cut these just a slight bit smaller because you do see just a little bit of the edge there, but that's not necessarily a bad thing. It means that I'm not going to have the piece, the nautical twine isn't going to fall or flop over the side. And then I just keep pressing that on. After I did, the first one took me a while, but then after I started doing the second three, I kind of got the hang of it. So I'm going to go as far as I can to where I started, because now I'm going to have to angle it up and start making the second row. But I want to get glue in there and make sure that I try to go as far as I can before I switch and angle it up to the next row. So where I started, that starting end is also going to be where my finishing end is. And then I'm going to cover all of that with the greenery and the lemons so that you won't see those cut pieces. You'll just see the nice part of the rope. So I'm just making sure that all of it has, you could put glue where you're pressing down, but you could also put some glue on the inside of the previous row if you want them to kind of glue together as well as glue down. Okay, I'm all the way around again. So now, same thing, I want to push it as close as I can to that last row, and then I'm going to work my way around to start the third row. I'm going to go, I didn't know whether I should go live before I went on to bingo. I thought, oh, half an hour's plenty of time. And then the next thing you know, it's like, oh, okay. So here I am coming to the end. So I'm going to clip this off. And I actually found that cutting it off almost on an angle kind of helped because it's sort of like coming up on an angle. So I'm going to make sure there's some glue in there. And then this is where I'm going to use my fingers to make sure that that's pressed up tight. But then there's the starting and the ending cut pieces, so that's what I'm going to hide with the other stuff. Get all these strings out of the way. All right, let's get this out. Okay, so now I'm going to take a set of leaves. So they come like this. So there's this little hole in the center. I found that cutting just above that hole on either side and kind of getting rid of that little center hole was perfect. So I put some glue kind of right in the center, kind of right in the crack between two rows of the nautical wire. And then I laid this right on top and pressed it in, kind of squished it in between that stem, that first stem. And then same thing with the other one. I don't think I even need any more glue. But I kind of just push it in there. Maybe I need some more glue to get it started so that they're good and in there. So that's my starting point. Oh my gosh. Okay, so there's what I'm centering around. So this is the part I'm trying to cover. Then I take the 3 pieces that I pulled off. I thought I pulled 3 pieces off. Did I not? Well, we'll pull another couple. These are a little bit too long, and they have this kind of thick part at the end. So I'm going to trim this down so that it's a little bit less to deal with. I'm going to get rid of that chunky part at the end. those I'll just toss. And then I kind of just I kind of made it so that 2 came out to the side and 1 kind of came out perpendicular to those. So I'll put a little bit more glue in here. And I'm going to pretty much do the same thing. I'm just going to kind of tuck it in there and press it in with my fingers to get it started. Same thing with the other one. Everything's kind of stuck to get started. And then with the lemons, I guess I need 2 lemons. Oh, I have 1 more to put in. So it doesn't really matter which way, but like I said, I put one sort of the opposite way. And actually, it works good if you kind of put it in right where your last cut piece was. I kind of just stuck it right in where the last cut piece was and let it go kind of perpendicular. But I just keep pressing it in there with my fingers. And you couldn't do this unless you had something to protect them. But these little silicone things are good for that. So anyway, so that's kind of got everything started. And then, whoops. At first I was actually going to cut, and I tried this. I cut pieces of 20 gauge wire, and I poked, because these are pretty kind of almost, you could almost squish them. And I was going to stick the wire in and then use the wire as a way to guide the lemon in and kind of glue it in that way. But I didn't really need it. I found that it was actually harder to do it that way. So now, let's get another piece of glue. I'm just going to put a whole bunch more glue up here. And 1, 2. And then I kind of fool with them a little bit to make sure that they're sort of where I want. And then I throw in some more hot glue, kind of around and under, and press them down a little bit more. And you'll find, at least what I found, was that they'll feel like you can still move them for quite a few minutes. Like you can still move them around a little bit till you're happy with them. But then come back in 10, 15 minutes and they're pretty darn strong on there. So I didn't really feel like I needed the wire. You can angle them however you want. You can make them more flat. But like right now, I can still fool with them a little bit, and I can still add a little bit of glue. You can even put just a little teeny dollop in between them if you want them to stick together. And that's pretty much it. So there's number 5 for me. I cut enough to make 12 because I don't know where I'm going to keep all 12 of them. I don't know. I got to find more space, but I'm really happy with them. It's just something I've been wanting to do. Like I said, I don't really have any summery table decor. So not that I have a lot of other season stuff, but I don't have a lot of summer. I guess maybe because we don't do a lot during the summer. There's not really, other than the 4th of July, there's not really any holidays that we celebrate for decorating the table. But I thought this would be really pretty. Maybe I'll do like a pretty attempt at a Mother's Day table setting or something. But that is it. So this one's going to dry a little bit more, so I'll let that go. And then I'll finish them off. If I do all 12, I don't know. But I just wanted to show you that before I switch over in a few minutes to, sorry, you're looking at, you're looking at half of me without my face there. So there's a couple other projects that I've been working on. Some of them are related to graduation party stuff, but some of them are. And I thought, you know what, I just have to, even if I'm like not content with how I look, or I feel like I'm always in workout stuff. So I'll just have to come on and try to do some of them for you more often, because I do miss being on here live doing some of this stuff, because I do so much of it. I might as well show you. But anyway, I'm going to get all of this together with pictures, and maybe I'll be able to get this video together and I can add that in to the blog post, but I'll get the blog post ready and give you all this link, or all these links. How many can you make with one package of the roping? You know what? That's a good question, because I started with a pre-cut roll. I had already used it for something else. I don't even remember what it was now. And I don't know how much of it I used, but I'm thinking, like, that's 1, 2, 3. I'm thinking you could definitely do 4 with one of these packages at the same size I did. But if you get the Dollar Tree ones, I mean, they're $1.25, so I'm thinking, depends on how many you want to make, but I'm thinking you could probably get 4 out of one of these. I will try to measure that when I open this next one, because I don't know how much more. I don't think I'm going to get all of them. I still have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 more to do if I do all of them. So I'll have to open this one up. I'll try to measure out how many it actually does when I open up. This is my last one, so I have to get them done with these, or else I'm going to have to get more. But I'll try to figure that out for you and let you know. All right, ladies and gentlemen, if there's any gentlemen, thank you for jumping on. I'm glad. I tried to send a message out. It was actually, Darcy usually sends the text out for me, and she made sure I knew how to do it, because I said, if I want to do this like at a random time, how do I send the text out? You have to do it from the computer. So if you want to be on the text list to know when I do jump on live, then just, I think I have it right here. You're going to text HOME to 855-449-0117. And way back at Christmas time, I was feeling festive, and I would like sing a little jingle to Jingle Bells to that, but I'm not feeling like singing that today. But 855-449-0117. Text HOME, and then you'll get our text whenever I go live. That's pretty much all we really text about. So it's usually Friday, and then I sent one out today just to say that I'll be on. So I gotta jump over to the other group. I'll see you soon, and look for the blog post tomorrow. Thanks, everyone. Bye.